Peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? Hopefully, everybody is having a positive, peaceful, productive Monday. Hopefully, y'all got about 45 minutes or an hour or so to tap in with the kid, listen to the bill, add on all that good stuff. I'm gonna give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes to tap in. Let me know how y'all living and feeling. Y'all see the subject matter, man. We're gonna be doing some venting. We're gonna be going in. We're gonna have to G check some of the brothers out here, man, because we losing it. We slipping, and I gotta get us back on track. But what's the word, man? Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Monday before I tap in and get the venting, get the building. What's the word? How we living, how we feeling on this wonderful Monday, man? Tap in. It's pretty cold over here in the Midwest area, man. We was just dealing with some negative temperatures, man. We was in the negatives and the single digits. Got a little snow and all that, man. But how y'all living, how y'all feeling? Shakir, peace. What's happening? What's the word? Just fresh, peace, peace. What's happening? You already know. That's the only power we deal with. Evan, peace. What's happening, man? Everything is good, man. Everything is peaceful my way, man. Can't complain. Kaylin, what's happening? Peace. Crypto, peace, peace. What's happening? What's the word, my good brothers, man? What's the word? Shanu, peace. What's happening? Glad to see the brothers tapped in because I'm about to talk to y'all, man. We out here losing it. CC, peace. What's happening? I want to express my dislike in regards to some of the influence that social media has on the message and brothers out here teaching and bringing the knowledge. Like we following the wave of like feeling like we got to jump on everything that's trending. Like, nah, we need to get back to the original foundation, man. We got to teach what's right and exact, and we lose that trying to go viral, trying to make money on social media. Like, nah, we got to stop following that wave. We got to stop following those waves, man. We got to stay original, stay authentic. Everybody chasing what's popular, everybody trying to do what's trending. Like, no, what happened to the brothers standing firm on a square, going against the grain? Everybody going left, we going right. Everybody going right, we going left. Everybody talking about this, we standing on our foundation, talking about what needs to be talked about versus what everybody wants to talk about. Like, nah, we gotta stand firm. And a lot of brothers, we out here slipping, man. We falling, we acting exactly like we claim some of the women act. We get the gossiping, we get the spreading rumors. We doing that more than the women these days. You look up and you see these platforms where some rumors are being spreaded and they be headed by dudes. It don't be no women. Like that used to be the things that the women do, like your grandmother and your auntie sitting on the porch, and they the ones knowing everything that's going on in the neighborhood. Your uncle and your father don't know nothing. The only thing they know is what your moms done told them, or what your grandmother done told them, what your auntie done told them. Nowadays, it's the complete opposite. Now unc know everything. Now the grandfather, now pops know everything. They out here gossiping more than the aunties, more than the sisters, more than the moms, more than the grannies. That's what's happening. Oh, how times have changed. Man, I remember back when I was growing up, man, my pops didn't know what was going on in the neighborhood other than what my mom's would tell. Like my mom's was the messenger, fam. Like my pops wasn't out here getting all the neighborhood information by gossiping and doing all that. Like my mom's gave him the information. Like this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Man, my pops put in work, did what needed to be done, and that was that. All that extra nonsense, he ain't had time. He ain't had time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't had time for that. Where are we getting all this time to be gossiping and worrying about what other folks is doing, man? Again, have y'all analyze what's really going on out here. That's a waste of time, bro. We wasting too much time, man. Last time I checked, people still dying early of these diseases. Last time I checked, it's still a war going on outside, and we are public enemy number one. Last time I checked, folks out here talking about Hollywood and the things that's going on in these industries. And again, who is the primary target? The primary target is who? The black youth. So we still got to be out here teaching, fam. We be worried about the wrong things. We be worried about the wrong things, man. And our constant, like it takes nothing for us to, what we say, get distracted. And when I say get distracted, I might have to use another word because we never really even be focused on what's serious. We hardly be focused on that. That's not attractive. So for me to even say we get distracted, like distracted from what? Most of the time our attention is not even directed in that direction in regards to what's positive and what's empowering. you know, and the knowledge, the information. Like most of the times, we not even tapped into that. You know, if it's not some nonsense, if it's not some drama, if it's not some back and forth, if it's not some people or all that type of nonsense, like we not even tapped in for real. And it didn't used to be that way. Like that's not we didn't used to move like that, fam. Kill, what's happening? Hey, Trappers, peace. What's happening? LG, Beats by Bless Zone Out, peace. Edward, what's happening, everybody? Corey, peace. What's happening, man? I'm trying to tap in with everybody. Kill, what's happening? LG, what's happening? Blaze, peace. What's happening? Hey, Society, what's happening? Lindell, peace. What's going on? What's happening? For sure, man. I'm just trying to get the brothers back on the square. Like, man, what are we out here? What are we teaching? Like, for real. When you get on these platforms, man, it's very select few men that's really out here teaching. Like teaching. Like, where is that? That's a lost art these days. For brothers to get up here and get on these platforms and actually teach. Like, that's what's missing, fam. That's what's really missing. And of course, some of this we can't ignore the role that these like some of these platforms, the unseen hand has in some of that. But at the end of the day, man, we can still teach. We can't let that discourage us from teaching, fam. Like that's never going to discourage me from doing what I need to do. Oh, they might end up doing this to my channel. They may do this to my nah. We can't live in fear. We can't live in fear at all. Lavender, what's happening? Holistic Kev, what's happening? Garrison, peace. Bawana Immortal, peace, what's happening? We can't let that knock us off our square, man. We can't do it. You know, we can't do it. And every time they throw some stuff at us like that, that get us talking, that get us all focused, man, they be inserting all type of different policies that we be unaware of. Man, like prices just, next thing you know, prices then skyrocketed. And you like, man, how did all of a sudden food is it? Like it didn't happen all of a sudden. See, that's the thing. Sometimes we got to understand what we be saying. A lot of times we look up and be like, man, all of a sudden I looked up and the gas price was this. All of a sudden I looked up and now food costs this. That didn't happen all of a sudden. What happened was you was distracted talking about a bunch of BS and nonsense, and whole while you was doing that, they was raising prices on you. You know, so when you finally snapped out of talking about the garbage, now it looks like this stuff happened all of a sudden. No, it happened gradually, but you wasn't paying attention to it because you was worried about the stuff that they threw out there to distract you. So now all of a sudden you like, oh man, all of a sudden I looked up and now gas is this, and I looked up and all of a sudden, man, groceries cost this. Man, that's not all of a sudden, fam. They've been doing this, they've been telling you that this is gonna happen, you know, but you was paying attention to some other stuff, distracted. Pay attention to what's really happening. So then when it happens, you can create a plan of action. You know, that's why that's how they get us, man. They throw this stuff at us, get us distracted, gradually increase prices, gradually implement these policies, and then by the time we actually catch on, it's too late for us. Now, if we're not distracted, then we're able to create a plan of action. Like, all right, this is what's about to happen. Let me prepare for it this way. No, that's why we are always unprepared. That's why we are always reacting instead of being proactive, because they throw this type of stuff at us, man. They know exactly what to throw at us to get us to talking, to knock us off our square of concentration, of focus, of planning, strategizing. They do it every time. They do it every time. Like we gotta understand what they doing. And then we gotta look beyond these platforms. Like this is what's crazy. And this is what I find crazy at times when it comes to these platforms and our criticism of these platforms. You know, one breath, we are acknowledging how wicked the folks that run these platforms are, how we can't trust the information that they got to put on these platforms. And then we use some of their information as validation. You know what I'm saying? Like trust and believe, man. The real stuff that they want us to see, you will have a hard time finding it on Google. You will have a hard time finding it on the World Wide Web. You got to do some intense searching to really extract or unearth the information that, you know what I'm saying, that they really don't want us to know. You're not just going to be able to pop up and all of a sudden this information is on Google. No. You know, best believe if they make it something easily accessible, then it's a reason. why it's easily accessible, and they want us to know, they want us to look at that information. But the real truth is buried, and you got to dig deep to find it. Always know that. Always know that. That's something that we don't be understanding. Like the real truth, the real information that they do not want us to know, you're not gonna be able to just stumble upon it. It's not just gonna pop up with a simple search on the World Wide Web. No, no. They have done a great job at burying the things that they don't really want black people to know. They have done a great job at that. So if something is easily accessible, it's a reason why it's easily accessible. Like they don't have a problem with this piece of information being known to the majority. But if you got to do some digging to find it, then that's the information that you might want to tap in with. Like, man, it took me a lot to find this. This might be what they don't want me to know, meaning this might be the actual truth or the actual reality of the situation. Like we gotta understand that, man. We can't in one breath criticize and be like, oh, these folks wicked and they did all of this to the internet, and then use the first source you come across as validation for a point you're trying to prove. What that mean? That's like when I be having conversations about foods not to eat, and somebody tells me what they saw, what they came across on Google. You know, I might tell them something, and they be like, "Well, when I looked it up on Google, it said this." I'm like, man, I don't care what Google told you. I don't care what the first 3 or 4 pages on Google told you. Man, I done been researching this for a very long time, and a lot of what's real and a lot of what you're supposed to do, you're not gonna find it on the Google search in regards to how to eat. Matter of fact, they're gonna tell you some of the stuff that I'm telling you is incorrect and you shouldn't be doing it. That's what you're gonna come across. You know, so we got to understand, man, it's a lot deeper than what we searching on this World Wide Web, because they have regulated this World Wide Web. You know, and they've done a great job at weeding out the information that they don't want people to see. You know, so you gotta always remember that when you are researching or searching for some on the internet. Keep that in the back of your mind, that this might not be the entire truth. There will be some elements of this, depending on what subject you are researching. There will be some element of that has been removed if it's some things that they don't want us to know. So you might have to crack open some books, man. You might have to go to some libraries and all that type of good stuff. You might have to go talk to some people who got some firsthand knowledge on it. All of that type of good stuff. Can't rely on this internet. Can't rely on this internet, man. They've taken over this internet in regards to just researching certain subjects, certain topics. You know, definitely like how to eat. That's definitely that you can't trust that. If you trying to eat a certain type of way, man, if you trying to embark on a healthier lifestyle, definitely don't rely solely on the internet. They did a great job of removing the truth in regards to that. Politics is another one. You know, if you trying to find out the whole entire truth when it comes to politics, history, all that type of good stuff, definitely do not use the internet as your sole source. Cause like you're gonna come away with what they want you to know and what they want you to do, and 99% of the time that will be detrimental to your health and well-being if you follow that, if you believe that, or if you take that on face value. Gotta stop doing that. Trappers for sure. You know, and we gotta get back. We gotta make, like back in the day, man, we had to do this, making knowledge cool again, you know, and things like that. We got to get back to that, making teaching cool again. Like we got to get back on that, fam. We got to get back on that. You know, everybody want to tell you it's a time and a place for entertainment, and it's time and a place for people to be educated. Well, when is the time? When is the place for folks to be educated? Because it seems like folks only want to be entertained. So when you start trying to educate folks, when you start trying to teach folks, then folks want to tell you that you're always serious, that you need to lighten up. Okay, so when are we going to tighten up? That's my question. Because it appears to me that every time I look up, we are being entertained. So at what point are we going to tighten up? What time is good for us to tighten up? Somebody let me know. Because every time I look up, folks being entertained, folks gossiping, folks talking about stuff that's crazy. You know, stuff that they want us to talk about every time I look up. So let me know when it's the time to tighten up, because I guess we are not there yet. And it's been years. You know, every time I tap in, oh man, you too serious, you too that. Man, I don't think I'm serious enough, to be honest with you. Out of all these platforms on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok that are not serious, that are not serious, that entertain, that gossip. Little old me, when I get on here and I try to balance that out with some serious content or some seriousness, then folks want to tell me I'm too serious. When 90% of the other content that's on these platforms is not serious. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like that doesn't make a lick of sense to me. You know, now I be too serious all the time. You know, and that's one of the reasons why took my content break. Man, I ain't got time to be entertaining folks, man. I ain't got time for that. Like, it's either y'all about to get this information, y'all about to get this knowledge, like y'all about to get these harsh truths, or nothing at all. So if I didn't, like, listen, that's what space I was in. Like, if I ain't got something like that to deliver, then I ain't getting on here. I'm not about to contribute to talking about what's popular, talking about what's trending. Like, that ain't my lane, never been my lane. I'm gonna get on here and tell y'all what needs to be talked about, what y'all need to know versus what y'all want to know. Like, I'm gonna continue to tell y'all how garbage you eating. Like, I know somebody woke up today and had something to eat that they wasn't supposed to have. One of y'all watching it did that. I'm here to continuously remind you to stop doing that. That's what I'm on. Make you look in the mirror and be like, dang, man, I wasn't trying to hear that today, but I needed to hear that. That's what I'm on. Hey, Tombo, you say all they do is talk about women and what they do 24/7 is man, and that's a whole, and I wasn't even talking about them, and that's a whole, like, that right there get me to going off left field, because I wasn't even talking about them. But man, I can't stand that, and I can't stand them. You do, like, and I said something way back in the day when I was talking to somebody, and I ended up rolling with it. I hadn't heard it, but somebody probably wrote it down before I said it. But I was talking with somebody, and I told him, I was like, man, listen, we become what we criticize. And I that is the actual truth. So when you see a lot of brothers on here and all they doing is criticizing women, guess what? 99% of the time, they are acting just like those women that they are criticizing. Man, we become that. What you focus on grows. So if I'm just focusing on criticism in regards to women, guess what, man? That's going to grow not only in regards to that type of content finding me, but that's going to grow within myself, because I'm focusing on that. I'm focusing on the flaws. I'm focusing on the problems of another group of people. So that's going to grow and expand within me. My flaws, my problems, these same things that I'm calling out in somebody else, that's going to grow within me because I keep focusing on it. Because I keep focusing on it for real. I had tell somebody that the other day, man, and that's just an actual fact. Pay attention to it. A lot of times folks criticize what they are. So pay attention to these dudes, man. These dudes that all they doing 24/7 is criticizing women. Pay attention. They are criticizing exactly what they are. That's literally what they be. That's literally what they doing. It's literally what they doing. You say they don't want us to evolve in their knowledge, so they make sure to put out as many distractions as possible. These smartphones are making it difficult for folks to just focus. Hey, these smartphones got us looking dumb. Elijah, appreciate that cash out. Yeah, these smartphones got us looking stupid. That's what it is. These smartphones got us looking very dumb. Like, these smartphones have killed the desire to do some real research. These smartphones have killed our desire to even strive to memorize things. We don't even feel like we need to memorize anything, because we could just go right to this smartphone. Like, I could just go to this phone and look up something. Man, like I said this a while back, like, even when I'm driving, fam, like, I have to get away sometimes from just using my phone. Like, man, listen, I know where I'm going. Like, you would type in an address to go somewhere that's 10 minutes from where you live. You know exactly how to get. You would type it in anyway. Back in the day, man, you used to have to, like, I came up in the MapQuest era. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to Google Map that joint You know, and sometimes you might could print out the directions, but a lot of times, man, you just memorize it. Like, all right, boom. Like, I got this map question, I'm gonna memorize it because I don't want to sit here and look at this paper while I'm driving. You know, or you just looking at actual maps. I just remember, man, you gotta look at this map. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know where you going. Man, these phones, there's pros and cons to everything, man. But we don't realize how these phones really just impacting us in a negative light. We look at the convenience of it all, man, but it's really destroying our brains for real. And the brain is a muscle, man. If you do not use it, guess what? You lose it. Man, we don't be using our brains like that, fam. We don't be using our brains like we should, man. Again, it's a muscle. It's a muscle, fam. It's a muscle. Every time you look and say, you know what? I'm not gonna memorize something. I'm just gonna look it up, man. You taking the easy route, and you not exercising your brain muscle, fam. Exercise that brain muscle for real, because you don't want to look up, man, and them years and crept up on you, and now all of a sudden, like dementia and all this type of stuff is setting in. I just seen people suffer from that. That ain't so. You don't want to go down that path, man. That's nothing nice, you know. So don't take your brain for granted. Stop opting for the easy path or the easy route when it comes to your brain, man. Because for real, man, you do not want to walk that. You do not want to walk down that path. And half the time we not eating right, so that ain't making anything any better. So the least you can do is exercise the brain muscle. That's the least you can do. You know, if you're not feeding the brain the omega-3s that it really needs, man, the least you can do is exercise the brain muscles, man. Try to memorize some things. Try to know your surroundings instead of having to look it up. You know, learn your surroundings, man. Just be able to ride with somebody and pay attention to where you went. Then the next time you go, then you know how to get there off of straight memory. For real, man. Y'all better stop sleeping on your brain, man. Because you will look up and then that brain start failing you, and then you start saying, oh, that's just because I'm getting older. No, that's because you didn't take care of it. That's because you didn't exercise the brain muscle. Don't blame it on no old age. I know some elders that's 90 and they memory sharper than 20-year-olds. So now we can't do that. You know, so you don't want to look up and all of a sudden, man, your brain is failing you because you failed it. You know, so nah, man, we got to stop doing that. Stop opting for the easy route or the easy path when it comes to that brain, man, for real. Like, you do not want to look up and all of a sudden, man, you just struggling to remember anything. Like, all right. Like, y'all keep playing. Like, we keep on playing, man, with our bodies, man. We keep playing, keep taking it for granted, keep neglecting your body, keep neglecting your brain. Just keep doing that. Keep doing it. Then you wake up and it's too late. And then you going to come try to find a platform like mine that's been telling you what to eat and feed the brain for a long time. And now you looking for a miraculous cure overnight, and it don't work like that. Now you mad at me. Now, don't be mad at me. You should have been taking care of yourself while somebody was telling you, but then you want to call me too serious. You know, I wasn't talking about what was popular, what was trending. I was telling you to throw them hemp seeds and them chia seeds in your smoothie. And you was like, man, I don't want to hear that. I was telling you to eat them blueberries for your brain, but you ain't really want to hear that. That ain't spicy enough. All right. So then when it's too late, now you want to hear that. Now you want to hear me talk about all these herbs that I'm taking. You know, the hawthorn berries, the reishi mushroom, you know, the turmeric with the black pepper, all of these herbs. You know, man, what else I got? The go-to cola. Man, just all the herbs that I'm taking. Now you want to hear about them when it's too late. And now you want me to save your life. We got to stop doing that. Y'all better tap in with these folks that's dropping that type of information now and pay attention and implement what's being told to you. Like, straight up. Lindell, man, I tapped in at net before you know it. Listen, before you know it, Black history is going to be replaced with LGBTQ history. That's what they aiming for, fam. So they are literally for one, Black history is 24/7, 365. You know, and they disrespected us, you know, by giving us the shortest month of the year. You know, and then not only did they give us the shortest month, but then they gave us like February, Valentine's Day, all the love in the air. Like, they didn't gave us that month. They quit playing with us, you know. But they gave us one of those months for some Black history to be taught. And then on top of that, they only teach the same Black history every month. Man, people done been in school for however long, and then had Black History Month for 17, 18 years. And folks ain't heard nothing about a Marcus Garvey, a Khalid Muhammad, like none of this, man. Them basic folks, you know, the basic folks. You know, Eldridge Cleaver, like don't even get me started on some of these names. Ain't heard nothing about that because they teach us the same Black history. They taught us, because I ain't they taught us the same Black history every freaking February. The same, man. We used to watch this Martin Luther King cartoon. I forgot the name of it. Y'all probably remember the name, but we used to watch that cartoon every freaking February, fam. Every February. Martin Luther King, Frederick Douglass, all this type of stuff. It was the same folks. Same folks. So then when I got a little older and started coming across some other folks, I'm like, man, I ain't never heard about these dudes. Why they wasn't teaching this? Man, I ain't know about, I ain't hear about Fred Hampton. Like, unless you taught about that outside the crib. I'm like, man, we didn't have these whole months for them to teach us all of this, and they kept teaching us the same people. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. But they trying to phase out any teachings of Black history, original history, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They are phasing all of that out, and it's going to be replaced by that community. It's going to be replaced by that community. Like, that's what they're doing. While they throwing all these distractions at us, they slowly phasing out the teaching of Black history, and they're going to replace it with that. That's what they're going to do. This is what's happening. So it's what's happening, it's what's going to happen. And the only people that can do something about that is us. Like, it's literally up to us to teach what's right and exact. You know? Literally. But that's what they're doing. Just in case folks didn't know, just in case folks wasn't here. Just in case folks wasn't here. Hold up, man. I gotta respond to business. That's what we gotta do. We always multitasking out here, you know, when it comes to business. Gotta get on these calls here, man. Let the clients know what's up. But yeah, just in case folks wasn't here, like they phasing out the teaching of Black history, even though they was incorrectly teaching it anyway, or teaching us fabricated versions and teaching us the pacified, watered down version of Black history. So they was already teaching us that history or that story. Let's quit saying history. Well, it is history, his story, not our story. But they was teaching us that, you know, and now they phasing that out. They tired of teaching the kids that. All right, we're gonna replace that with this LGBTQ history. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's happening. Peace to everybody that's tapping in though. I ain't acknowledged folks, but what's happening? Peace to everybody that's tapped in that I ain't acknowledged. Yeah, my friend Martin. Yeah, that's it. I thought that's what it was, but I ain't want to say it and be wrong. But yeah, my friend Martin, watch that every freaking February, man. I got so tired of that little joint. For real. Like that got on my nerve. I got tired of seeing that, man. You know, I got tired of seeing that. You know, and speaking of that, you know, it's MLK Day. Now, ironically, they give us an MLK Day. You know, ironically enough. You know, y'all know I have spoken on this more than enough times. I don't really like to speak ill of the ancestors unless they somebody like Diddy or something. Like they deserve it, you know. But I wasn't the biggest MLK fan, you know, for a lot of different reasons. I just really didn't agree with his approach, you know, and y'all know that the religion that he was representing wasn't really one that I rock with, but I can look past that. But his approach at first, to me, he was an agent, you know, and they used him to neutralize uh Elijah, Malcolm, and all of that. They used them to neutralize that approach, or they used him to neutralize that approach. And it's some actual facts behind that. Martin Luther King Jr. admitted some of this, you know, and towards the end, he was waking up to what was really going on, and that's why they actually killed him, you know. But in the beginning, he was used as a tool to neutralize, you know, what they call the Black radical movements, you know. So he had to pacify the Black folks with his message, his turn the other cheek joint, and all that. So they used him for that. He admitted some of that, you know. So I was never really the biggest MLK fan, but at the end, he did start to acknowledge where he went wrong. He started to acknowledge some truths, you know, and they couldn't have that, so they had to get rid of him. That's the reason why he was killed. And they teach that part of Martin Luther King's story. They teach that part of it. Just like they teach the part, they when they talk about Malcolm now, they like to talk about when Malcolm went over to Mecca, and that they love that part about Malcolm. They love to talk about that part of Malcolm. They love to when they teach Malcolm, when they talk about Malcolm, they make sure to talk about that part. They love it. They love to mention that part. That's the part they like to focus on now when they talk about Malcolm. You know, that's what they love that part. Whole while they failing to realize that Malcolm still was for the black folks, still was putting together black organizations. Like that's what his mission was. Like straight up. Oh yeah, for sure. If you see them buddied up with yeah, you know, for sure. You gotta watch him. You know what I mean? You gotta watch him. So, like I said, I've spoken on this plenty of times. I wasn't, you know, they forced Martin Luther King on me as a kid, like they forced him. I'm like, dang, he must be the only. So at first, I ain't had no choice but to idolize Martin Luther King because I thought he was the only one that was out here. You know, with a few others, you know, Frederick Douglass, all these other folks, they taught us. The few other folks, I should say, not all these other folks. The few other folks that they taught us, but man, MLK was their guy. You know, that's when I'm in school in this February, MLK is who we're talking about. Like he the only black man that did anything. So at first I idolized him. Then when I learned about other folks, you know, Stokely Carmichael, like, you know, when I was learning about these other folks that existed while he existed, then I was like, hold up. Why y'all ain't teach me about these folks? But see, they made them folks look evil and wicked. Oh, they was teaching hatred and this, that, and the black supremacist groups, stuff that don't even make any sense. You know, stuff that doesn't make any sense. You know, that's why they didn't want to teach them. But I'm like, nah, this is what we needed right here. These are the people that we needed to learn about, like straight up. But I never forget when I read The Fall to America by Elijah Muhammad, and he talked about the the last meeting that he had. Like he had a meeting before Martin Luther King Jr. passed, and he in that meeting, in this meeting, like Martin Luther King Jr. allegedly told him that, hey, what y'all teaching is right. You know, they use me to neutralize you all, but what y'all teaching is right. I don't disagree. All that type of good stuff. And I gotta say allegedly, you know, but I can see that being an actual fact because shortly thereafter, he gets assassinated. He gets assassinated. Blaze, I'm trying to tell John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, like man, Amos N. Wilson, folks. I ain't like it took me. I had to, man. I should have been learned about some of these folks. You know, I'm like, man, Shaq Anta Diop, like, man, how I'm not reading any of these folks' work in February? Some real basic work, and I ain't coming across it. It's like some true black scholars, and I ain't coming across none of their work during February. But we know we already know what's up with that. We already know. We already know. We already know. Slim, next month it's just another month. It is just another month. They don't, you know, just another month. And that's my point. They don't want us woke. You know, they don't want us woke. And that's why I be laughing at folks. Even when we jump on a wave and think we woke. Like they present when they throw something at you, they doing it for a reason. I'm gonna give y'all an unpopular opinion. I'm gonna give y'all some unpopular energy. Like they, if y'all ask me, that Cat Williams interview with Shannon Sharpe was one of them. This was intentional. This wasn't no, oh, we gonna have this out here, this gonna wake them up. Nah, fam. That was done intentionally to keep us distracted. Nobody want to hear that though. We don't want to hear that. See, we only like to co-sign stuff in the media or on these platforms when it's something like that. Now we co-sign it. So high in one breath, we're gonna be like, man, I don't trust the media, I don't trust the internet, I don't trust these platforms. And then when something like that pops off, now we run with it like it's 100% true. We gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop doing that. 1 minute you say, oh man, they be out here lying, like they just want us to see what they want us to see, and they only giving us fabricated this, that, and the third. Then the interview drop like that, and you think this whole entire interview is right and exact, and there ain't no fishy business behind it. You don't think there's no lies associated with it. Y'all don't see the whole black men versus black men even in that. We don't even see that. Katt Williams went on that joint and let loose on some other black men, on some other brothers, on a black man's platform. See, we don't really see the deep science behind what's happening. And we rooting for it like, yeah. And y'all was just calling Katt Williams a crackhead. Man, my sister had just went and saw Katt Williams like twice when he came to St. Louis and said he was garbage, said he wasn't funny. Y'all was just bashing Katt when he got beat up by the little kid. Everybody was bashing him. Now all of a sudden he the GOAT now. Man, y'all wasn't rocking with Katt Williams like that. So y'all need to stop faking and fronting. I seen y'all, man. Listen, Katt Williams just been to St. Louis, man, where I live. And everybody was like, man, people was walking out. He was like he was garbage. All of this, man, this is literally, this just happened where I live. Now, y'all, man, I always rock with Katt Williams. Man, he always been the GOAT. He always been this. Man, y'all lying. Y'all jumping right on another wave. Keep that same energy as y'all like to say. Keep the same energy. Keep that same energy. I see people switch it up all the time, man. That's why we don't have no backbone. I've seen it. I've seen it with this whole Katt Williams situation. And some of the folks that Katt Williams called out, y'all was just fooling with him yesterday, like the day before that. Y'all was just rocking with Cedric. Y'all was just rock. Now, Steve Harvey is a little suspect because a lot of folks ain't like Steve Harvey. A lot of folks don't like Steve Harvey, so I give y'all that. But some of these other folks that was mentioned, hold up. Now, one thing I will give them credit for, I like the fact that they showing my man Mark Curry some love. I fool with Mark Curry. I saw Mark Curry, well, it was Mike Epps or whatever came to St. Louis, and Mark Curry had a spot. You know what I'm saying? That joint. And he killed it. I always fool with Mark Curry hanging with Mr. Cooper. That's my guy. So I'm glad he getting some shine, getting some recognition for this whole thing. I'm glad that's happening. But man, y'all, we got to stop fronting. We got to stop fronting. Y'all ain't gonna like that because I know a lot of y'all like that interview. You know, it was entertaining to say, and that's the word. It was entertaining. But if y'all went up there, man, if y'all ain't heard a slick talker before, come on, fam. That I now see how and why people fall for anything and everything. Because I didn't see people go up there and listen to a whole entire interview. Now, again, when he talking about Tyler Perry and Ricky Smiley, hey, especially Tyler Perry, I ain't never liked Tyler Perry. But see, I keep the same energy. Y'all know who I don't like. And I don't like these people. And I let y'all know that every chance I get. I will start throwing names out there like I let y'all know the type of people. I let y'all know who I don't like. So y'all call me out if I ever look like I'm co-signing some folks. I'll let y'all know who I like. I'll let y'all know who I don't like. And it's a long list of people who I don't care for. Long list of people. You know, and Tyler Perry has always been one of them people. I don't like Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? So any smoke going towards Tyler Perry direction, cool. He deserved that because Tyler Perry is definitely one of them. You know, definitely one of them. So when he said that little stuff about them, all right, cool, whatever. Hold on, Lorenzo. Appreciate that donation for sure. Hey, appreciate that. Hey, and it was a lot of that going on. It was a lot of that going on. People saying what is and what isn't funny. But I just feel like a lot of people was faking with Katt Williams. Man, I just seen people bash that man. I seen people bash him. The same people that I saw bashing him was acting like they never was bashing him. And dude is that dude. All right. But I seen the gullibility of people, man. We watched the whole interview and nobody was like, I seen people not fact check anything that should have been fact checked. Y'all just believe somebody on face value. On face value. We gotta stop doing that, man. We gotta stop believing people on face value. That's how quick we are to believe somebody on face value. Somebody tell you something, man. I didn't been like my people are from Mississippi, fam. So it might be like a lot of my people grew up in the Dolomite era, like the people that raised me. You know, I know a lot of people that sit around BS drink and tell a bunch of stories. Half the stuff they saying is not true though; it's lies. So I done seen this with my own eyes, and them be some of the best talking people on the planet, fam. I didn't watch these people. I done been around these people. Slick talkers, you know, I done been around them. These are some of the best talkers on the planet. Like they can talk a good game and they sound great doing it. But those are the ones that you gotta watch the most. Those are the folks you gotta watch the most. They will lie to you. But since it sounds so good, it might take you a minute. Like you might not pick up on a lot. But it sounds like what they saying sounds great though. Sounds great, man. I done been around too many of them people where you didn't been, man. I'm telling y'all know the people I'm talking about. Man, they be in that room and they got everybody's attention. And they 90% of what they said, they lying. But man, it sounded good. Like what they said sounded great. But you know this person personally, and 90% of what they said did not happen. You know it. But it sounds great. They got the whole room believing what they saying. I know I ain't the only one that's been around these type of people. I know some of these people personally. They can grab the whole room's attention. And they can make it seem like they telling the truth, but they lying. Now again, I ain't saying Cat Williams lying 90% of what he's saying, but I'm saying I'm not about to just roll with what somebody said, whether I like him or not. I ain't about to just say, okay, man, dude said all of this, therefore this must be true. Nah. I might just look at it as what it is. Oh, this is entertaining or entertainment. If I don't care to dive deeper into it, you know, or I may just take the best parts of the interview. Like again, them shining some light on my man's Mark Curry. That was I like that. You know, I like to see that. But we don't be realizing what really be going on. But then when somebody such as myself calls that out, again, I'm being too serious. I'm being this. I'm being that. Okay. Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. Let's be and this is and I've said it, you know, and Terenzo appreciate that donation again for sure. And I said this. I was like, man, if Cat Williams went up there and wasn't bashing folks or wasn't doing what he was doing, whatever you want to call it, whether it's bashing, exposing, whatever you want to call it, if he wasn't on that type of time, man, folks wouldn't have cared about that. Folks wouldn't have cared about Cat Williams. Folks wouldn't have cared about that interview. On the spot live, peace. What's happening? But yeah, folks wouldn't care like that. But that goes to show you, for the folks that speak this language, that goes to show you what type of frequency we be operating on. Like that goes to show you what type of frequency we really be operating on. Like that's what we be on. Like they tell you things like controversy sells. They tell you things like sex sells. But like at the end of the day, everything sells, everything has a lane. Information sells also, but they don't want y'all to know that information can sell. They don't want y'all to know that knowledge can sell. They don't want you to know that. They want you to think that the only thing you can and must do in order to sell something or generate some revenue is to be controversial or to sell some sex, like sell some drama, sell some sex. That's the only thing that sells. That's a lot. It's a lane for everything, fam. It is literally a lane for everything. I'm not the only one that possesses the type of mentality that I have. I'm not the only one that has the same interests and dislikes and things like that I have. So best believe it's folks out here that will pay for some information, pay to be informed. It's a large market for that. So no, it ain't just sex sales and drama sales. Like man, education sales, peace sales. You know what I'm saying? Like health also sales. Like they don't want y'all to know these things, man. They don't want y'all to know these things. They got y'all thinking only a few things sell and they all negative. Come on now. Like, come on now. We can't be that naive. We can't be that gullible to think that's all that we can do if we want to sell. Like, come on now. Lindell, you say hold on. What you say? Do you see blacks wearing dresses as part of the act or an attack on our character? That's an attack on our character. Listen, with all these wonderful black female actresses, there's no reason for a man to have to be putting on a dress. Man, this large pool of phenomenal black female actresses, nah, dude shouldn't have to be putting on no dresses to play some of these roles, man. That's an attack on the character. That's an attack on the character, man. That's an attack on the character, 100,000%. Ain't no need to be. And I hate them. I hate them roles. You know, back when you was a kid, you ain't really understand when you laughing at it. But man, I can't watch Shanae now. Like I can't watch Wanda now. Like it's cringe. That's cringy, man. I can't look at that type of stuff now, man. I can't look at it. What's the movie with the Wayans brother, White Chicks? Man, I don't want to watch that. Man, like that type of stuff right now. I can't. That's not gonna entertain me. I'm gonna cut that off. I don't want to see that. And what's Terry Crews with the Friday After Next when he over here sitting around dancing to Tupac, just being extra. Like man, I don't want to see. That's not funny to me. You know that's just not like I'm not laughing at that. I don't find that funny, and I will never find that funny from here on out. Like it's not funny to me. Like, this dude dance around all like back then when you young, you might have laughed at that, man. But man, when I'm a grown man, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see no. I don't want to see no. Man, I don't want to see no dude built like that, acting like that, fam. I don't want to see that. Like you, they chose him for that reason. Like you ain't have Debo doing nothing like that. Zeus, who we grew up watching in wrestling, like he wasn't finna do nothing like that. They go get Terry Crews. They know he down for the cause, and now all of a sudden the role that used to be Debo, that ain't had nothing to do with none of that, then turned into this dude, extra gay with it. Man, Debo wouldn't have been on none of that. R.I.P. to bro. He wouldn't have been on none of that. Like he wouldn't have been on none of that. But they get Terry Crews, who the perfect person for that type of then change that whole role. Just unnecessary, man. Just making dude gay. Like, man, come on, man, get out of here with that. You know, I can't I that you can miss me with that. Like when that stuff shows up, I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm not gonna be laughing at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, y'all done took the role of Debo. You know what I mean? Like y'all done took the role of Debo, the dude walking around the neighborhood punking folks for their bikes, and then turned him into dude dancing, saying some gay stuff to Tupac. Just come on, man. Like that. Come on, bro. Like that wasn't that role, bro. Why y'all went and did that? But we know what they be on. We know what type of time they really be on with that, you know. And again, like I say, it be up to us, especially us brothers, to step in and correct all of that, fam. Like we gotta counter that. Like when we see that, we gotta step up and say, nope, we're not gonna allow this. We're not gonna allow this image of us to be portrayed within the media. Every time we remain silent, like they gonna keep on going. We gotta be just like these other communities and make noise every time we see something we don't like. We got to do just like all these other communities. Oh, they got this. Hold on. They got this movie. They got this black man in a dress. Boycott the movie. Make a bunch of noise and let them know that we are dissatisfied with that and make a bunch of noise. Bring all type of attention their way. That's how we got to do it. Like that's how we got to do. We got to be like all these other communities, man. We got to make noise when we see some stuff we don't like. We got to attack the folks who putting out the stuff that we not fond of. Like they like they done made the black man's energy just worthless. Like, don't nobody take us here. What we out like collectively? What have us like? What have we done, fam? Like collectively as black men, what have we really went out here and changed? Like, what have we really made noise about and changed? Like, what have we done collectively as black men? What have we done? How have we gotten together here recently and just made some noise in regards to something that we have witnessed and then caused some change, man? When was the last time we did that? Black men collectively. And that's why I was working on when I said they did the Million Man March, and I was like, man, I'm gonna do a Million Man fast or something. See, what that's gonna do is that's going to hurt the pockets of the meat industry, the dairy industry, the egg industry, the fast food industry. Like, and it's subtle. You ain't even gonna realize that that's what's happening. And I'm still putting that together. But like, that's what we gotta start doing, things like that. Oh man, these black dudes out here, oh snaps, we ain't realized how important the black male market is. They didn't went on the fast. They didn't went on the Million Man fast, and man, our revenue didn't went down. Oh snaps! We got to start creating healthier options and put these healthier options on the menu. We done messed around and slipped up. We ain't know how valuable the black man was. The black man went on this Million Man fast, and the kids then followed him, and the women then followed him. That done took a lot of money away from us. But we got to start doing stuff like that though. Oh, this movie that came out. Oh, they got this real masculine dude looking real weak. No, we ain't going to see it. We ain't letting our kids go see it. We ain't going to see it. Our women ain't going to see it. If y'all want us to go spend some money on y'all movies, y'all need to. We need men, black men, to play these type of roles. Other than that, none of our people are spending money with y'all. I bet you the game will change up then. I bet you the game will change up. We start moving like that. Oh, hold on. Y'all say y'all going to see what movie? What? How? Let me tap in with this movie. They got any of this in there? No, we ain't going. We ain't going to see that. I bet you we'll see some change real quick if we start taking that approach. If we start putting our foot down, man, we ain't spent like our kids ain't going to see none of that. If the woman with us, she ain't going to see none of that. We take money out y'all pocket. Stop playing with us. But see, we don't be doing none of that right now. So our energy is holding little to no weight right now. Little to no weight. And part of that is because they didn't created conflict amongst us with our women. So it's like, even if we say, no, I ain't seeing that, then they might go see it. You know what I mean? And take the kids to go see it. And you done just told, like, man, I said we not. So we got all that going on. You know, we got all that type of stuff going on. So they didn't divided us, you know what I mean? Like they didn't did that. You know, so we gotta restore the family, we gotta restore the relationship or repair the damage that has been done in regards to the relationship between black men and black women, because they played a good role, a pivotal role in destroying the family unit. So now, even when the black man say he ain't rocking with some, that don't stop the black woman these days from saying she's rocking with it. Hey, I'm put that up on the screen because hey, you said it, I didn't. I mean, I kind of semi said it, but there it is. Most of the women need to get on board. Facts. These actual facts. You know, when we start manning up, then we need the women to follow suit. You know, we ain't finna be manning up. Then the women like, all right, whatever. We still gonna nope. We gonna need y'all to follow suit when we say, all right, this is what's gonna happen. We ain't got time for no arguing. We ain't got no time for no back and forth. We done spent enough time on that. We didn't been going back and forth for too long. But that's gonna happen naturally when the brothers start putting their foot down or their feet down. When the brothers start doing that, that's gonna happen naturally. That's just gonna happen naturally. But it's got to be enough of us to start doing that. Look at something like the Nation of Islam, for example. You know how many sisters joined the nation strictly off of their men? Like, this is when brothers start cleaning themselves up, when brothers start doing what's right and exact, man. Like, listen, the right sister is going to want to follow you. She's gonna want to do that. She's going to want to naturally do that. You know how, like I said, you look at the Nation of Islam, especially back in the day, you know how many of them sisters simply in the nation because of their men or their man at the time. Like literally. Just get on board, man. Get on board. Like ain't nobody got time for that. When a brother has his head on right, he not trying to steer you in the wrong direction. So just follow suit, man. It ain't gonna harm you. It's not gonna harm you, fam. Like it's not gonna harm you. When a brother is out here teaching, when a brother's out here doing what's right and exact, when a brother has adopted a lifestyle that's changing his life, he just wants you to embrace it. He ain't trying to kill you, but you killing yourself by trying to go against that. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want no man telling me what I can and cannot wear. Okay, but you want your little pitiful and pathetic girlfriends to let you know what to wear when y'all go out. You know what I'm saying? You don't want your man who you going home to every night to tell you what to wear, but you want these little pathetic and pitiful girlfriends of yours to tell you what you should wear every night, who don't have your best interests at heart. That's what you would prefer that. You would prefer that. These little pathetic and pitiful girlfriends, you cool with them telling you what to wear every night when y'all go out, but then your man tell you something one good time. Ain't no man finna be telling me what to wear. But these pathetic women can tell you what to wear, man. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. I'll keep a line. That's why I was saying back in the day. Yeah, I try to emphasize back in the day. Nowadays, everything be commercialized. You know what I mean? That's why I was talking about more so back in the day. Yeah, but I was talking about back in the day. Nowadays, everybody be trying to be modernized, like they try to modernize their teachings and their approach so that they can appeal to a wider audience. That's what they be doing. Well, sometimes, man, we got to stick to our guns to be for real. Lindell, hey, for sure. I heard cause I ain't seen the color purple, man, but I heard man, what man, who was it? Man, was it dude, hold up, man. I ain't seen it, but I got some knowledge of some scenes people told me because people already know what I be on. Yeah, people know what I be on. They tried to warn me of some things. And I'm like, man, hold up, man. But they said Taraji and I forgot who else. Was it Taraji and Fantasia had like a little a simp, like almost a gay moment in that joint? Like, man, come on, man, stop, don't do that. But that doesn't surprise me because anything that comes out these days is going to have that element in it unless we start cutting up, making noise. They're gonna keep putting that stuff in these movies as long as we support it. The only way that we can stop that is by removing our support and they start losing money. It's the only way. That's the only chance we have. I would say that. That's the only chance. That's the only chance we have. But yeah, I love it when I hear chicks say that. Oh, I ain't no man finna tell me what to wear, but these your pathetic girlfriends are the same pathetic girlfriends that y'all was just into it last week. Y'all was just beefing last week, and that same girlfriend can tell you what to wear, but your man can't. He trying to be controlling and all that. But this same pathetic chick you was into it last week with, she can tell you what to wear. Man, y'all boy be confused and don't know what y'all be wanting out of life. The only thing y'all know is what y'all know a man ain't finna do. That's what y'all know. Y'all got that down pat. A man ain't finna do this. A man ain't finna do that. Other than that, y'all lost and confused. And y'all need to get it together. Some of it is on us too, because we not out here teaching. We not out here putting the foot down. It is what it is. But hey, trust and believe it's about to be a resurgence, man. I'm gonna be one of the ones see to it. Straight up. Man, little girls taking pole classes is crazy. I didn't see too many videos of little girls dancing the sexy red, like, and the mothers are in there like this is cute. Man, all of y'all that's on doing that need to be smacked upside the head. Where is Shahrazad Ali when you need? All of you, man, if you got your daughter on social media, and she 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, dancing to some sexy red, like that's what's up, like that's cute, you need to be smacked upside your head. Somebody need to take your head and go right upside that joint, to go just like that, right upside it. Because, man, that's you stupid. Are you stupid? There's no other way to it's really no other way to describe that other than you are stupid. With all of these creeps that exist on social media, like, come on, man, and you got your 5-year-old daughter out here dancing to some sexy red, laughing like this cute. You the one that uploaded it. That's wild. Like, and this ain't something that we making up. Like, y'all can go find, like, this stuff is online. But then the moment I start talking about how to eat, you know, you need to go alkaline, then they want to take my video down. They want to say, ah, man, medical misinformation, whoopty whoop. But then those type of videos can make it. Like those type of videos can make it. Like, oh, that video can exist forever. Nobody's gonna take that video down and say this is medical misinformation. This is inappropriate. Oh, that's cool. To see some young black girls 5 and under dancing the sexy red, not even dancing the sexy red. They be knowing the words. They be knowing the words, fam. Like, these 5-year-old black girls be knowing the words to a sexy red song. And like the most vulgar sexy red song. That's crazy. That's what's wild about it. I'll keep it like I'm trying to tell what little 5-year-old Asian girl, who is the Asian version of sexy red? You know what I mean? Like, what what are the 5-year-old little Asian girls listening to? What they, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on in the little 5-year-old Asian girl community? What they on? I don't think they listening to an Asian version of sexy red. I don't think that's happening. So we can go in all the other communities and we can see if that's happening. But I don't think so. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Blaze, I'm trying to tell. At that point, we might catch the charge, man. We gonna have to bail. We just to bail you out. We raise GoFundMe's for everything else. We might raise the GoFundMe for that. We'll bail you out, because for real. We'll bail you out that thing. We just bail you out. Like, we gotta start doing that more. Like, I mean, hey, that brother called a good charge, man. Like, they called that's worthy of what happened. Let's bail him out. For real. Master Dex, learning complex math, complex science, statistics. They learning computer programming. They learning computer programming, at 5. Like, that's what they doing. When you see the little Asian girl in the computer, then took apart the whole computer and put it back together. Then coded, then made a whole website from scratch. That's what they did. All big black, and that's a good idea. I feel like one of the biggest solutions, and I feel like Amos and Wilson got the best book on the planet as far as solutions. When the blueprint for Black Power, that book is about 800 plus pages, but it has. If we followed that book to a T, we'd be on it. I was trying to do that back in the when I first read that book. I tried to do almost everything that book was saying to do, but I was just young, and I was in school, like, it was just all over the place. But now I feel like now, if I actually went back and did everything that book was saying, now I would succeed. But that book had a lot of good ideas. Antonio, my brother, what's happening? But we gotta embrace that village mentality. Like that's what we really have to embrace. We just gotta get back in that mindset. When we say it takes a village to raise kids, all that type of good stuff, we got to get back into that mindset. Like that's first and foremost. We got to understand that it literally will take a village for this type of stuff to happen. That's how we got a few things, man. If we don't have the village mindset collectively, nothing is gonna happen. You know, so we got to get back to embracing that village mentality, that village mindset. Man, I was trying to get people together to, you know, do what they call a revolving credit. Hey, let's remove ourselves from the banks. Like we shouldn't have to go to their banks trying to get loans to open up our businesses. Boom, if it's enough of us, we working and we making enough money, we should be able to put, it's 10, 12 of us should be able to put enough money in the pot, and we keep rotating the pot, fam. Come on now, like I didn't done, we've done this math plenty of times, man. That's one of the first things that I came across when I was reading Amos Wilson, The Blueprint for Black Power. You know, we could do some simple math here. You know, simple math. Simple math. It's 12 of us, and we putting $250 in a pot a month. We at 36,000 a year. That may not seem like nothing, but we keep doing that, man. Next thing you know, we sitting on half a meal. We sitting on the meal, and that's just the bare minimum to put in the pot. You know, we come across something extra, we put it in the pot. Next thing you know, each one of us have been able to start a business or open up a business from that revolving credit, and we ain't had to go to no bank. Like straight up, we ain't had to open up no bank. That's 12 folks, 250. 12 folks, 250. We sitting at about 36 a year. Again, that may not sound like much off the rip, but man, we keep on adding on. Keep on adding on. Keep on adding on. Before you know it, you know, we do what's right with that bread. Before you know it, man, we didn't accumulate some millions. We didn't open up a few businesses. We didn't bought some land. So we didn't purchase things that have accumulated value. We got properties. So we didn't took, as soon as we got enough bread within that pot, we didn't bought some property, and now that property is bringing us more money. So we able to put more into this pot. So come on now, that's just with 12 people, 12 individuals. It's 42 people watching this now. It's just 12 of us can do that. 12 of us, fam. That's what I was trying to do back then. I had a nice little group called ourselves Knowledge Game. But again, I was young, I wasn't good at organizing. I had a lot of stuff going on. But I had about 9, 10 people then, and I was getting ready to start something like that. But man, 12 people, we do something like that, man, we buying up the block before you know it. We didn't took that 36,000, you know what I mean? And we didn't invested that, and now that 36 is making us that back plus more. So we able to put more than 250 in the pot now. So now next thing you know, we got 150,000. We got 250,000 in this pot. Oh man, you want to open up your storefront? You need 60,000. Take it out the pot. We gonna make that back. Your business is gonna make it back, and we still gonna keep putting money in the pot. Come on, man. This is real simple. 12 of us. Instead of us having to go to the bank, getting rejected, we could be doing that, and we ain't gotta ask nobody for some bread to fund our endeavors. Straight up. What are we doing? What are we doing? Life could be this simple. What are we out here doing? Ah, man, you can't trust folks. But y'all walking into these white folks, and y'all trusting these banks? You know what I mean? Y'all trusting these folks? We can't find 12 people that we can trust? And hell, if you got to take an L, we just got to take an L. But I'd rather that. Man, these banks, y'all, we trusting these banks, though. I worked in banking, so I can tell y'all some things about that. You know? But then when I start talking like this, man, you can't trust everybody. So now y'all want to be skeptical of people. Man, y'all trust people every day, be blindly. But then when I start talking like this, now all of a sudden y'all want to bring up trust. Y'all go to the fast food restaurants. You don't trust. You don't know what they done did to your food. You go buy the food at the grocery store. We don't know what they done did to the food. You know what I mean? So again, when I start talking like this, now all of a sudden y'all want to talk about trust. Y'all want to talk about trust. Okay. That's what we want to do. But man, that's one simple method. One simple way we can start to take our power back. take your money out this bank. Man, we working. Put this money in a pot and rotate that pot. Revolving credit. We don't need a bank. We do not need these banks to fund our endeavors. We can do that amongst ourselves. Find a village. We got to create villages, fam. Got to get back into creating villages. We don't need things that's too large. Find about 10, 12 people. Then that cut it off. You know, hey, I got 12 people in my village. You got to create your own. You know what I'm saying? We don't want more than 12. All we need is this 12, man, and then there's another village. But each village is going to support each other. So that's how we need to do it. But, man, when you start getting 15, 20 people, that's too many eyes. That's too many people you got to be watching. Things happen. 10, 12 is a light number. That's a light enough number. That's cool. You know, so keep the number small. But each village is going to support one another, though. That's what we got to start doing, man. Revolving credit. I'm trying to tell you, that's the easy way. And get these people together. Let's put this money in this pot. Man, we want to buy some property. Put this money in this pot. No, we want to go to the bank. Ah, man, we go ask this bank for a loan. Then get mad when they say no. We know who own these banks. We know they discriminate. We know they practice things like redlining. Like, we know they did all this. So we can't be, we know that they finna say no. So we gotta get back to that village mentality, fam, for real. We gotta start working together. When they say group economics, like, we gotta really practice that, fam. We gotta really practice that. And I'm down with, hey, if any of y'all, if any of y'all are down with that, let me know. You know, shoot me the email or something, man. Just let me know. We can start doing that, moving like that ASAP. I ain't just gonna talk about it. If y'all down, if somebody's down with that, we can start now. You know, we can start today, tonight. You know, so let me know if y'all down with the cause, man, because I didn't did this before. I didn't got people together and was trying to put this stuff into motion before. So this ain't nothing new to me. I'm always down to make some changes like that and not rely on this system, not depend on this system. I'm really trying to do that. I'm ready. This ain't just rhetoric. Like, I'm really trying to do that. You know, so let me know if you down with that cause for sure. And we can chop it up. We can build. But, man, with that being said, I got to make some moves. I got to head back up to this gym, man. I done went over the time, man, as I always do. You know, but it's all good, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Appreciate donations. Appreciate the cash apps. Hey, I ain't been tapping in as I used to or like I used to, but it's all good. I'm trying to get back to the swing of things, man, but I've been just prioritizing research and other stuff, man. But I'm going to try to tap in with y'all a little bit more frequently, man. But I appreciate y'all. I'm going to let y'all get back to enjoying this Monday, man. If you didn't catch this joint, go back, run it back from the beginning. You know, a lot of jewels was dropped, man. But, hey, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Monday, man. Y'all stay healthy. Hey, what they say, stay dangerous out here, man, because that's how we gotta live. You know, but y'all be easy, man. I'm out. Peace.